The moment my life changed is when I started looking at life differently, because at the end of the day, everything is perspective. And I genuinely do not think that I got rich from working that hard. I think I got rich from just learning a lot of things about why the world works the way that it does. Obviously, yes, I work hard. Obviously, yeah, I had a good business model get here. But what I'm going to be talking about basically is that the kind of perspective you have to have in order to get rich, outside of obviously working hard and stuff like that, more mental than anything. And basically, the number one thing that is going to change your life is realizing that you are just an energy. You're a ball of energy. Like, yes, you have a physical body. I have a physical body. You have a name, whatever your name is. But that is probably the least important thing about you ever, and it does not matter. I'm not saying like, oh, don't try to like look good and be the best and stuff like that. But when it comes to manifesting, which is what I'm talking about, that does not matter. Your physical doesn't matter. The only thing you have to think about is you are a ball of energy. And what does that mean? That means that you are consciousness. And that means that you have enough energy to literally get whatever you want out of life, which is why we're able to look into the future and we're able to look into the past, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Like, if you really right now sit and think like, damn, I can really look into the future and think about any version of myself. I can imagine myself anywhere. I can imagine myself talking to this person who doesn't exist. I can imagine myself talking to that girl that doesn't exist. You're like, why do we have that? Like, why do we have an imagination? Well, we have an imagination literally to create what we want out of life. That's why God gave us an imagination. To where I'm able to look into the future and be like, okay, how do I want myself to be in, let's just say, 6 months? And I look at that version of myself in 6 months, and then I'm like, wow, that's real. If we can see it, if we can believe it, then it's real. We can't imagine a new color because it doesn't exist. I say that all the time. That's true. We literally cannot imagine a new color. But you can imagine any version of yourself ever. Not even like a version of yourself. You can imagine yourself in any situation. You can imagine yourself talking to a specific somebody in some state or some different country. That means that these things are all real. Literally. So you can never trap yourself to the present moment. A lot of people think that the way they're gonna manifest is saying like, oh, well, in the future, I'll be rich. In 2 years, I'll do that. And in 3 years, I'll be this. But that's not the way that life works, because time does not apply to us. Like, time is not real to us at all if we're able to look back into the past and if we're able to look into the future. That means time has nothing to do with anything. That means we are able to pull certain things from the future into the present. And that means if you could see, let's say, for example, anyone watching this video, let's say you see the version of yourself that is like, has everything that you want in the world. You need to tell yourself, I am that now. So if, let's say you want to be a millionaire. Oh, well, I'm a millionaire now. Because you already saw it. Right? So your consciousness behind it already saw it. So if you put some sort of emotion to it, what's going to happen? It's going to manifest in the present. Literally, everything obviously is perspective in this world. Like, perspective is reality. I say this a lot, but the perspective that you hold on yourself is the perspective that other people will hold on you, and it's perspective that the outer world will hold on you, for example. So if you want to manifest as fast as humanly possible, you need to quit saying, oh, I hope one day I'll be rich. What is hope? What does hope mean? That doesn't mean anything. And on top of that, you have to stop saying, oh, I know I'll be rich in the future. If you know you'll be rich in the future, then why would you not just act rich in the present moment? Because you've already saw yourself being rich in the future, which means that it's real. I already went over that. So that means anyone that is watching this, if you have ever imagined yourself as successful and rich, it is real. So pull the future into the present. Time does not matter. Literally, you have to view it as, I know it's going to happen, and I know it's going to happen now, rather than like, oh, I know it's going to happen in the future. Because what does that say? That says you just don't have it in the present moment, which is going to kill any sort of manifestation ever. Like, that's not how the world works. The world, basically, when I was talking about earlier in the video that we are energy and everything about us is energy, it's consciousness at the end of the day. You have to become conscious about literally every single thing in your life. Like, there's this quote that I live by, and it's, until you make your unconscious conscious, that's basically that life will rule you. You're not going to be the one ruling life, and that you'll call it fate. It's like my famous quote that I always say, you shape reality where reality shapes you. It's a very real thing, because the moment you put like intentions and you actually put consciousness behind your thoughts, which literally this is what it means, and you probably never thought like this in your life, because not a lot of people talk about this. If you have a thought in your head about you being successful or rich, you need to ask yourself, why did I just have that thought? And then the next thought, whatever you answer that question to, you need to say, why am I thinking this as well? There needs to be like intent and consciousness behind every single thing that you ever think about. which means like, let's say you have, because every once in a while in a blue moon, like we'll all get this like crazy idea in this head, or we're like this little thing of motivation where we're like, you know what, like I'm gonna be rich, even though I told you stop thinking like that. If you have those thoughts, then you are already rich now. Technically, like time just has not caught up yet. Even though time doesn't technically exist, and a lot of people are gonna like take that and be like, what does that mean? Time doesn't exist? Yes, time is real, but time does not apply to us, which is why I can look into the future. Is what I was explaining. But for example, it's like when you have the thought like, oh, I'm gonna be rich, you need to ask yourself like, why did I just have that thought? Because thoughts come randomly, and what you first have to realize is that your thoughts are not yours. Some maybe, yeah, some thoughts are yours, but a lot aren't. If you think your thoughts are yours, try to stop thinking for 5 seconds. Turn your thoughts off completely if your thoughts are yours. Could you stop thinking, or did something come back into your head? Something came into your head, which just means you're not the one controlling your thoughts, so you have to learn what thoughts to give power to, which is basically putting consciousness behind thoughts, because a lot of people think unconsciously. Everything they do in their life is unconsciously. Anytime I have a thought that says, like, if, for example, if I live my life unconscious the whole time, when I walk in the street, yeah, I get these thoughts in my head sometimes where it's like, what if I just like slap that lady in the street? Obviously, that's a terrible thing, but it's like we all get those little thoughts. And if I had no consciousness behind my thoughts and I was just a completely unconscious human that just thought of myself as some physical body, I would probably do it and I would live like a bot. Most people live like bots simply because they are unconscious. They have no consciousness behind their thoughts. They don't know why they're thinking certain things. They don't know that we're literally just a ball of energy that can get whatever we want out of life, that we're a lot like more powerful or more divine than they think. They live so unconsciously to the point where they just walk around and they don't have, you can look this up, 70% of people don't have an inner dialogue in their head. Like they don't have like thoughts firing off inside of their head. That's how you know that like you are, if you are watching this video, you are probably above 99% of people in the world, which means you are this close to getting the life that you want to live. But what I was talking about when I was saying putting consciousness behind thoughts, when you get the thought that's like, oh, I'm going to be rich, like I need to do this because like I know I'm going to be rich one day. Let's say you get that thought like that, right? Everyone had those thoughts. When I was younger, I used to get those thoughts, but I didn't know what they meant. What if you ask yourself like, who's giving me that thought and why do I have that thought? You need to ask yourself that. And then something else will come to your mind. That's when you start putting consciousness behind thoughts and you start really realizing like, wow, my thoughts aren't mine. So like I need to learn what thoughts to give power to. So anytime you get a thought that's like, I know I'm going to be rich, put power behind that. Feel emotion behind it and then watch the future get pulled into the present. Anytime, the next time you get a thought that says, I'm rich, I'm going to be rich. Or even if it says like, I hope I'm rich one day, even though you should stop thinking like that because that is absolute nonsense. Why would you ever hope if it's real? I already explained how it's real. If you could see it, it is real. You can't see a lot of things because it does not exist. Like if you think of yourself right now, like in space, for example, you could only go to space because you've seen like images and photos, but like we don't even know if that's real, but I'm not going to get into that. At the end of the day, it's the fastest way to manifest is first realizing that you are not just a physical body. You are a ball of energy that literally can manifest and get anything that you want out of life as long as you have intent and consciousness behind your thoughts. And any good thought that you ever have, you have to learn what to give power to. So for example, if you get a really good thought in your head and you get this little sense of motivation where your like body's like lit up again, feel some sort of emotion behind it. Be like, let's say if you get the thought, oh, I'm rich, I'm going to be rich. Put emotion behind it, but feel it in the present moment because time does not apply to us. Feel it in the present. If you get that thought, I'm going to be rich, feel I am rich now in the present. And what emotion would you feel if you were rich now? You would be joyful, you'd be bliss, you'd be happy, you'd have gratitude, you'd have all those emotions firing off inside of your head. You'd have the most dopamine in the world. So feel that in the present moment and watch the future get pulled into the present because time does not apply to us. You can get rich now. Literally now, your life can change in 3 months. Just like this. And yeah, when I was talking about like, oh, this gets you a lot further than hard work, it is true. Obviously, you're still gonna have to find a great business model. You're still gonna have to obviously put in work. You're not gonna have to grind 12 hours every single day. But when you learn why the world works the way that it does and you learn that time does not apply to us and we can literally pull the future version of ourselves into the present, your life changes like this. So to end off the video, anytime you get those thoughts in your head, feel it in the present moment, feel the emotions behind it in the present moment, and watch what happens. Stop telling yourself, oh, I'm gonna be rich, I hope I'm rich. Tell yourself, I am rich, I am this, I am that, because that's your identity. The I am is the strongest thing that we ever have. It is your identity. Anytime you even joke with yourself, and like, let's say you're joking with your friends, you're like, wow, bro, I'm such a loser. Why did I do that? Even telling yourself that, your subconscious doesn't know right from wrong. It's gonna take that as truth. Your subconscious is gonna start to believe, oh, he's a loser. Now imagine if your subconscious believed, I am rich, I'm a millionaire. Then it would just happen. You'd start doing the things that the millionaire version of yourself would do. And then your life changes like this. And to end off the video, I just wanted to basically talk about how time does not exist, and we are basically just a full body of energy, and we can literally manifest and get what we want like this, and pull whatever version of ourselves in the future to the present, literally as fast as humanly possible. I forgot the word that they call it. They call it like quantum leaping or something like that. I don't use those little terms. Like, they just think it's like dumb. But anyone who is watching this that is like struggling, like, they have the mentality, you watch all my videos, you know that you're gonna be rich, but you don't have the right business model. I never really talk about what made me rich in the first place, but I put together a whole free training thing in my description, just because, like, yeah, I want to help people when it comes to the mindset, and I want to help people learn how to manifest. I want to help people learn how to do all these things, but if you don't have the right business model, then you're never going to go anywhere. And if you're also not putting in a little bit of work, so I put together like a full free training video that's like 10 minutes long, explaining the business model that got me rich and how it can get you rich too. And I hope your life changes. Peace out.